Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk with Todd here at Todd Beebe Music. Thanks for checking in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, comment below. Thanks so much for checking in today. We got a quick lesson for you today. I want to talk about bar chords. If you have not checked out my lesson on power chords, make sure you do that first, because the two are definitely connected. I'm going to put the link up to that lesson below. Again, some of you probably already know these, but this lesson is obviously for those of you that don't. Okay, so bar chords, the old joke is, you learn your bar chords and you can play in bars all across the country and around the world, and that's pretty much true. They're kind of your worst enemy at first and your best friend. I'm saying worst enemy because they're a little bit hard to get, but once you've got them, they're your best friend in the world. Okay, so like we said, it kind of stems off the power chord lesson that we were talking about, whether you're looking at the two-finger ones. I'm just going to do everything in A again today. I always do everything in A, as most of you know. So there's the two-finger power chord shape. I'm going to get close up here, so you might lose my face, but that's okay, as long as you can hear and see what's going on the guitar. So there's the two-finger ones. That'd be an A5. We can add the pinky and get that A octave in there. So that's another way to do an A5 that's a little bit fuller. And this is now the top part of your bar chord. So the only thing we're going to change about this to do the bar chords is we're going to add the second finger here right in the middle of all this on the, in this case, it's the 6th fret of the 3rd string, which would give us a C sharp, but we still want to keep this on. But then we need to have this finger flat and laying across everything, and hence that's where the term bar comes in, B-A-R-R-E, because you are barring across everything. So that's your full major chord bar chord shape. So major bar chord shape. So to just kind of talk about the frets here as I go down, I got the 5th fret on the top string, 7th fret on the 5th string, 7th fret on the 4th string, 6th fret on the 3rd string, 5th fret on the 2nd string, and the 5th fret on the 1st string. So if we name the notes in that bar chord, we've got A on the top, E, another A C sharp, another E, and another A. So if you noticed, I only named 3 notes in there. It was either an A, a C sharp, or an E. A, E, A, C sharp, E, A. So out of all those strings, we only had 3 notes. The same 3 notes you have down here in a basic A chord. A, E, A again, C sharp, and E. So that's your triad, the 3 notes that make up any major chord is like that. In this case, that's what makes up an A chord. Okay, moving back so you guys can see me a little bit again. Okay, so that's a major chord. And then now this is movable, just like your power chords were. So we're looking at the same root notes here on the top string. Okay, so like in this case, I was holding an A at the 5th. That gave me an A major. If I go down here and I'm grabbing a G at the 3rd fret, same shape, that'd be a G major, and you can move that up and down. Up and down the neck, and you've got all of your... So memorizing those root notes, I know I always say this, but it's true. Memorizing those root notes on the top string is essential because, like here's the 1st fret F, so I have F major. If I move that up, F sharp major, G major, G sharp major, A major, A sharp major, and so on. I've got all this, and I'm referencing that off of that note that I'm holding on the top string. Okay, so the next step with that is to make those minor. Well, just like down here, how we have A, and then if we go from A, if I play it this way with 2, 3, and 4 to A minor, I'm really just moving one note back. I'm going from the C sharp to the C. Okay, so let's take that up here. There's my C sharp. We were just talking about that. If I move that back to C, just like we did down here, it's just one fret back, and that's right underneath where I'm barring with my first finger. So in other words, all I have to do is lift off that second finger. There's major, there's minor. Major, minor, major, minor. So there's A major, there's A minor, and again, that's movable. So I got all my minor chords. Same root note reference off the top string. Okay, so I might, I'm going to throw some exercises to kind of just move around and get used to these on here. Maybe at the end, you guys can, freeze this, take a look at them, print them out, whatever you got to do. But I'm going to go ahead and throw what I give to my students to get these under their fingers. The one thing I want to talk about before we're done is these basically, let's start with this one. If you take that A major and just walk it down, that would be A flat major or G sharp major. There's G major, G flat major or F sharp major, F major. Okay, but now what would happen if I move this back one more? It almost seems like you can't because you're at the end here, but just think like these three would stay the same, and you'd go like from that to this. So I'm going from F to, wait a minute, what's this? That's just an E chord, but everybody's used to playing it like this, which is of course how you want to play it. But that's just moving that up. You've got this 3-note shape here, and then as you move up to make up for the open strings, we have to put that bar back here. So that's really what these come out of. There's your F, there's your E, and you're just moving that up the neck, but you need this on here to just kind of think of like, here's your open strings, and then as I move up, that kind of has to follow it. Same thing with all those. So as far as like your minor, that's an E minor chord right there, and you're moving it up. Okay, so hopefully that was very helpful and informative to you guys that aren't familiar with bar chords. I guess the only other big thing to mention is bar chords are very difficult at first. A big part of that has to do with your thumb. I know a lot of people, I say this about all chords, a lot of people when they're trying to form any chords at first, it's just kind of like, what am I doing wrong? Try moving that thumb. That's got a lot to do even with open chords down here, just with the angle of how your fingers hit the strings. But on bar chords, you want that thumb pretty low and, in the center. So it's kind of looking down at it. It's kind of between like your first and third fingers on the back of the neck, but pretty low. Like you don't want to have, if it's up like this, it's almost like impossible to do these. For me it is. So you definitely want it low to kind of get the fingers to come around almost like a big claw around the front and that sort of. Another thing you could do as far as these with the 6-string root, a lot of people, some of my other students, I teach them to do it where you get that bar on first and just get all the strings, pick them individually, and make sure that they're all like ringing out, and then try to add this E chord shape on. And you can kind of move that around and practice that too. That's the other I know I keep saying one other thing, but the other thing, try them individually. You should do that with all of your chords. So when you're doing this major chord, like A bar chord shape here, you get, strum it, of course. But then go back and go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and make sure that all those strings are ringing out. Because if you have one that's maybe sounding like, when you're strumming, it's like, oh, that sounds great, and it's like, then you go back and it's like, and you can kind of figure out which one you have to focus on. They should all be ringing out clear. Thanks a lot, you guys, for checking in. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. As always, comment below and definitely subscribe. Like I said, please comment if you got questions. I'll definitely get back to you. Go ahead and leave them below. And as I always like to say, hook up with your local guitar teacher. Support your local guitar teachers. You're always going to get better results as a one-on-one. So use all these YouTube videos as kind of like a supplement, but definitely hook up with you know, your local guitar teachers. Support them, and I'm all about that. So find a good one, and you'll definitely get way more results faster. So thanks again, you guys, for checking in. Please like, subscribe below and all that, and stay safe and love your dogs, and we'll see you guys again. Take care.